Rutgers going to Nebraska. Nebraska's a 6.5-point favorite at the crib, 4 Eastern, Fox Sports 1. If you're in Nebraska now, you got back on track against Purdue. Good to see that. The Illinois game, it's hard to say that wasn't your best test of the season, but this will present a very similar test, I believe, that Illinois presented. Because I think at its core, this Greg Schiano football team of Rutgers, they want to be a lot of the same things that Nebraska wants to be. They're down to get in a fight with you. They'll throw some haymakers. They want to run the football, and we're going to see how much Nebraska is able to meet that physical test, especially defensively, with what Rutgers wants to do running the football at them. Now, this Rutgers team, like I alluded to, first team all grit now. Greg Schiano, what do you think? You think physical, you think line of scrimmage, you think run the ball, you think all those things. That's who this team has been. College football sickos, make sure you are subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. It's college football, nothing but college football, game predictions like this one, analysis, instant reactions, everything that you love about college football without the hot takes and clickbait and traffic. We do that here. So we appreciate y'all being dialed in. The Hard Count is brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. $5 in lineups when you play code HARDCOUNT. Wins you $50 in promo funds. Fade or follow us if you want to. We got plays throughout the week on this channel, but we're hot right now, so go ahead and follow us. Again, code HARDCOUNT, $5 played in lineups, gets you $50 in promo funds, even if you don't win, just for playing. We appreciate y'all. Now back to the prediction. I think this is like flown way under the radar, but Rutgers is undefeated. Rutgers hadn't lost a game yet, okay? So I understand all the talk is around, Ohio State and Oregon, and like deservedly so, and Rutgers undefeated. So they'll play some more difficult competition here going forward and starts in this game, but Kyle Monangai, running back for Rutgers, one of the best kept secrets. I think the college football sickos know about him. I think Big Ten country knows about him. I don't think the national scene knows about him just yet. He's averaging 6 yards a carry. You watch him run the football, man. He runs how you would hope your son would run the football. And that sounds weird to say, but like that's how I felt watching him. Like this is a dude who runs behind his pads, always falls forward, is physical, runs his feet, is very seldom brought down by the first guy. Like he just runs with such heart and effort and all those things which are cliches. But again, I think you see it from Kyle Monangai. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he's a guy that can give you problems if you don't bring 11 hats to the football. A lot of cliches there. That's how the Big Ten is, baby. It is college football at its purest, and this is kind of one of those games, if you ask me. So speaking of what I was saying about Kyle Monangai, man, both these teams want to set the tone running the football, especially Rutgers, man. 63% of the time, they are running the ball. Now, why do they run the football? You run to, one, make the other team say uncle. That's the first part. If Greg Schiano can run the football 85 times and you can't stop it, he'll do that, promise you. However, Rutgers has had some ability now to be able to have some of that play-action game working and be able to threaten downfield. Again, they're 63% run, but their yards per a pass number is at 8.5 yards a pass. It's kind of like that Windhorse meme. Now, why is that? It's because they got to stack the box to try and stop Rutgers running the ball. When you overcommit to stopping the run, bad things happen for your defense because you have less resources on the back end. So for Nebraska, how honest can you play in that front seven to try and neutralize Monangai? Because if you can't, Calic Manis, he's going to hurt you. Transferring over to Rutgers, and he has fit in quite nicely into the Rutgers offense. Now on the other side for Nebraska, we say this a lot, like this is who Matt Rhule wants to be. He wants to run the football. They've been a little bit more balanced as of late, and I think a lot of that is due to Dylan Rhule and just the arm that he has that is, just special, to be quite frank with you. But when it comes to what they want to do offensively, I do think it is still run the football, and then be able to stop the run. And they've done that at an elite level, has Nebraska, allowing 2.5 yards a carry. But both these defenses, man, allowing less than 20 points a game, for the most part, been pretty salty across the board. But here's the big stat that jumps out to me when you break down this game. Rutgers is allowing 6.7 yards a carry. Some cognitive dissonance going on there, all right? That is not the part of the operation here that reflects Greg Schiano. Everything else does, run the ball, be able to throw off the run. Defensively, they're solid. They're not great against the run, okay? So I think we break down games like this, and the question I've started to ask when it comes to games of this nature with a spread right around one score either direction is like, what's harder to believe in this situation? Is it harder to believe that Rutgers gets right stopping the run against this Nebraska team? Or is it harder to believe that Monangai gets bottled up by Nebraska and then Rutgers becomes a pass-only offense? Again, what I said, Nebraska is allowing 2.5 yards a carry. I have a tough time thinking that as balanced as Nebraska is offensively, Rutgers will be able to just stop the run and sell out to stop the run and then feel good about doing it. I think in the end here, the explosives from Dylan Rhule and their new gear they have offensively to push the ball downfield, I think Rutgers will do their best to stop the run. I think they will sell out from a resources perspective. But at the end of the day, when they do pull ahead from a points perspective, if you're Nebraska, I don't see a world where Rutgers has the extra juice to try and catch up to them offensively. So with that being said, we'll take Nebraska to win. I'm going to take Nebraska to cover as well. So we like the final here to be 31-21. Again, Rhule, the explosives, the difference. This is where you see the next evolution of this Nebraska football team show itself, to be able to lose a game a couple weeks ago against Illinois, rebound and beat a good Rutgers team, and hand them their first loss of the season.